Very good morning to all of you students. So students, in our earlier lecture we had studied till phylum Annelida. So now we will start from phylum Arthropoda. So after Annelida, what you are going to see the phylum Arthropoda. So here with the help of the name you can see the students what is the meaning of the animals which belongs to the phylum Arthropoda. Arthropoda contains animal those who are having jointed pairs of legs. So basically the insects comes into the category of these phylums. So here you can see in the diagram, the diagram here you can see on your screen. See, all the legs of the animal are jointed in nature, means they are having pairs. See, for example, you are able to see only one pair, so the remaining one pair will be the other side of that animal. So all the legs will be having their pairs. Okay, when you see the structure of the Annelida, sorry, not Annelida, Arthropoda, what you can see, the body is differentiated. So here you can say that yes, their body is differentiated. Here are some examples of Arthropoda is given. For example, king crab, okay, and amphila, spider, prawns, and millipedes, centipedes, all belongs to the phylum Arthropoda. Okay students, now there are some more examples which you can include in the phylum Arthropoda, and that is the scorpions, the mites, okay, and red fly also. Butterfly also comes into this category students. Mosquitoes also comes into. So all in all, I am saying now all the insects belongs to this phylum. Okay, now the second phylum, see here you can see the example of butterfly is also given in the phylum Arthropoda. See, so you also know that butterfly and silkworm both belongs to the phylum Arthropoda, and they are very useful for the economic point of view. In the case of economics, they are also important. After that, the next phylum is phylum Mollusca. When we see the animals of phylum Mollusca, see students, I am just describing you all the things in a very brief way. You have to understand all the features and the remaining their processes with the help of your book by reading all the things. Okay, I'm just giving you the brief idea about all the things. So the next phylum which we are going to study is phylum Mollusca. So how will be the animal of Mollusca? So basically the phylum Mollusca contain molluscans, okay, and the animal which belongs to phylum Mollusca will be having soft body, okay, soft and slippery body. As you can see, the general body plan of a mollusca is given in the diagram. You can see there is a crop inside, a hollow cavity. The shell is used for the covering. So basically they will be covered with the shell, and shell will be the exoskeleton of them. What is exoskeleton? See, endoskeleton is present inside the body and exoskeleton is present outside the body for the protection of the body. Okay, so the major feature you can see of the animal which belongs to phylum Mollusca is the shell. Okay, when you will see the different animals which belong to this phylum, there will be some examples of, like you can see Pila, Ammophilus, means basically they are also found in the sea or near the sea, okay, and they are soft and they also love the area which is near to the moisture. Basically they love moisture. Okay, if you see the different animals, it's also given like octopus, sepia, here you can see in the diagram, okay, they also belongs to the phylum Mollusca. After the student, the next phylum is phylum Echinodermata. Now how will you define the phylum Echinodermata? These animals are having a spiny skin, okay, the skin will contain spine. If you see the diagram or if you see the examples which is given on your screen students, you can see all the animals which is belonging to the phylum Echinodermata is having spines on their skin. For example, whether it is sea urchin, okay, whether it is brittle star, whether it is any starfish. So basically all belongs to the phylum Echinodermata. One thing more and very important, students, that the animals of phylum Echinodermata will be having a radial symmetry. What is the meaning of radial symmetry? Means from wherever you will divide the animal, it will divide into two equal part. When the animal is having more than two symmetry, means if you will use two line and more than two line to divide animal two equal halves, then it will be in radial symmetry. Okay, now students, the next phylum is phylum Hemichordata. So by the name Hemichordata, hemi means half, chordata means rod or string. So the body of the hemichordata will be look like a rod or string. For example, here you can see the example of is given, which is Belangogolus. Okay. So here you can see the animal is having a with symmetry. It is having a body which is a rod or string like. Okay. So they belongs to the phylum Hemichordata. So the next and the very important phylum, students, is phylum Chordata. Why I am saying the phylum Chordata is very important? Because from this phylum you are going to see subphylums. Okay, students, till now we had only studied that inside the kingdom the phylums come, and inside the phylum subphylums also come. Okay, from here you can see, students, you are going to see the differentiation in the single phylum. Okay, so when we see the subphylum inside the chordata, the first subphylum of chordata is subphylum Urochordata. Okay, second subphylum is Cephalochordata, and third is Vertebrata. So these three belongs to which phylum? These three belongs to phylum Chordata. See, when the vast variety of animal is having a same feature, they are kept into a same phylum, and they are only distinguished on the basis of very few features. That's why they are placed in the same phylum, but there are some difference on basis of which they are just put it together in the different subphylums. So the three subphylums which comes into the category of phylum Chordata is Urochordata, Cephalochordata, and Vertebrata. Okay, when we see the difference between the Urochordata, Cephalochordata, and Vertebrata, now listen to me very carefully. If you are noting it down, just watch this video by pausing it and write it down. The Urochordata will have notochord only in larval tail. Means in larval condition, in the condition where the animal is in larva form, only then it will have a notochord. Okay. In cephalochord, notochord from head to tail throughout the life. In cephalochord, the notochord will be till their whole life. In vertebrate, notochord replaced by vertebral column. And you also know where the notochord is present. Notochord is present at the back side of the whole body. So here in Urochordata, only in larval state it is present. In Cephalochordata, till throughout their life, and in Vertebrata the notochord is replaced by vertebral column, which means we also comes into the category of which subphylum? We also comes into the category of Vertebrata subphylum. Okay, now here you can see, students, the subphylum Cephalochordata. The example of subphylum Cephalochordata is given. Okay, that is Amphioxus. Here you can see the upper side of the Amphioxus is containing notochord. See, this is not a larval condition. Notochord is present. So, notochord is present but not in larval stage, and also it is not a vertebral column. So, from which subphylum it belongs? It will belongs to Cephalochordata. Okay. Now you can see, students, the examples of Vertebrata. Inside the phylum Vertebrata also we are going to study lots of things, because it is the very important subphylum of phylum Chordata. When you see the subphylum Vertebrata, you are going to see several classes inside it. The very first class is cyclostomata. When you see the example of cyclostomata, here is the example of cyclostomata, students, you can see. ठीक है. Petromyzon belongs to the class cyclostomata. So cyclostomata is the, understand this, students, that inside the kingdom you are seeing the phylum, inside the phylum you are seeing the subphylum. Now in subphylum you are going to see the class. So the subphylum is what? Phylum Vertebrata, subphylum Vertebrata, okay. And inside that Vertebrata you are going to see the class Cyclostomata, okay. Now is it clear? So in Cyclostomata you are seeing the example of Petromyzon. So Petromyzon, which belongs to class Cyclostomata, so it is the first class of this subphylum Vertebrata. So this will be the simplest class of the subphylum Vertebrata. Understood? After that, the group B. So basically this is from group A. So group comes into the category of subphylum. It is below subphylum group but above than class. And the second group is constituent of next classes, that is super class 1, that is Pisces. Now inside the Pisces, what you are going to see, the students, different types of fishes. So whenever somebody will ask that Pisces belongs to which subphylum, what you will answer? You will answer that Pisces belongs to subphylum Vertebrata, and class, which class? They belongs to Pisces, and the group is Gnathostomata, okay. Now the next is, one second student, the next class is reptiles, okay. First class was apes and the second class is reptiles. When you see the examples of reptile, students, they were the creeping vertebrates and the Pisces were one swimming vertebrates, okay. Now you can see the reptiles, okay, they are the second class, okay, they are the second class, okay. Here you can see, students, with the help of this diagram, how the reptiles are looking like. You can see now the reptiles, how they are looking. So they belongs to which class? They will belongs to class reptiles, and which subphylum? They belongs to subphylum vertebrate, okay. Is it clear? Now after reptile, what you are going to see, students, in class where you had studied Pisces, you have to also study some amphibians, okay. Amphibians also belongs to that after the class of Pisces, okay. Amphibians means the animal who lives in water as well as on land, okay. In the second class you are seeing the reptiles. In the reptiles you can see all the creeping animals like lizards, like turtles, as you can see in tortoise, the snakes, different types of snakes, okay. So all these belongs to the phylum which class? They belongs to class reptiles, okay. After that reptiles, what comes, students, is the class aves, okay. Which comes? Class aves, which means aves is that class which include birds, okay. So aves means the class which includes birds. Here you can see different types of students. Here you can see that different types of bird you are able to see. So the very first bird which is showing on your screen is the example of the bird which is now extinct, okay. Means you are not able to see, like dinosaurs you are not able to see now, like dodo you are not able to see now. These are the birds which is now extinct. So the example is of Archaeopteryx, okay. Now the second example, which is the ostrich, belongs to the aves category, those who are not able to fly, okay. So they are the flightless bird, okay, which is ostrich. Then you can see the pigeon. Pigeon also come because it is also a bird, so it will also comes into the category of which class? It will belongs to the category of class aves, Aves, okay. Now students, here more birds you are able to see, okay, which belongs to the which phylum? They belongs to the phylum Aves. Okay, now these diagram which is showing on your screen are the animals who belongs to the which class? They belongs to the mammalian class. Now one doubt you will face, that student, see here you can see the bat. So you were knowing that ma'am, bat is the bird, but why it is comes into the category of class Mammalia? The whale is a fish, then why the fish is coming here in the class Mammalia? It should be in the Pisces class, and the bat should be in Aves class. But these are those animal students who gives birth to the young ones, means they don't lay eggs. So the animals who give birth to young ones comes into the which class? They comes into the class Mammalia. Okay, we also comes into the class Mammalia. Okay, here you can see different types of examples of the animal which comes into the category of Mammalia. For example, all the animal who walk on 4 legs. Okay, all the animal who give birth to the young ones comes into the category of Mammalia, like dog, cat, humans, buffalo, goat, everything. Okay students, so yes, just revise it. Okay, and if you are having any doubt, we will discuss in our live class. Okay.